Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. I have a message for you all. So I was thinking, people are asking, you get the videos, you see how it is, but what do I do next? How do I get help? Now you have to figure out what is it that you want? What kind of help do you want? Do you want to go get a diagnosis, an assessment? And if you do, once you get it, then what? Will it validate that you need some adjustments in work or able to talk to family or community or wherever you are so they can understand that you do have these symptoms or issues that are not intentional? I want you to figure out, once you get the diagnosis, what is it that you want to know? What do you want to do? Are you looking to collect disability? Are you looking for someone to make life easier? Because for the group that I'm speaking to, who would be on the Asperger's spectrum, you can work, you can go to school, you can do a lot. So for me, once I got the diagnosis, it made everything official for me. Like now, I went through all of that, still building myself, but I've really done a lot. And I'm very proud of how far I've come. So, but I can tell possible or employers that I am on the spectrum. When they ask what makes you different, what makes you stand out, I have to let them know I am on the spectrum. So there are certain quirks and behaviors I have. Now, will everyone like you? No. Will everyone want to deal with you? No. But do they want to deal with you anyway? People are people, and we can't use the diagnosis as a scapegoat. And I had to really get real on after I found out, and I'm going to move along in life knowing what my issue is. How am I going to move forward? I already made the article that there's no research on us. Okay, now that it's out there, are we banding together to do the research? Are we pushing to do the research ourselves because we're smart enough? We're capable. What are we going to do? And that's the real question. What am I going to do? So for me, I'm at the point in my life where I found out so late. I got way more years behind me than, well, hopefully not way more, but I got more years behind me than in front of me. So I have to, it was a lot of struggle living like this and not knowing it. So I'm looking for some peace in my life right now and ability to care for myself. So I like my job. I do well at it. But I have to address the community I'm a part of that's not seen yet. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the job that I already have, and I'm using it also to bring light to the people who are like myself. My purpose for that is, once you get to see that you're not crazy or weird or whatever, that there is an issue. And if you see me shining, I'm sorry. It is hot out here, but the show must go on. Now that I know what's going on with me, what do I do next? So I'm working, like I was saying, and I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm using it for other people as well. Now, that's what I'm doing. And what's helping me to do this is that I'm still learning every day to how other people, or if you want to use the term I made up, the limited and unlimited, how the unlimited people, how they're so unlimited, how does the world affect them? I've been doing therapy with them, but now I get it from a different perspective. It's not just to help them resolve. I have an understanding of if I want to engage them. Because for me, I realize the world ain't going to change for me. It ain't going to change for you. It's what it is. So if I want to be successful, I have to figure out how to be successful in this world. And you don't have to be on the spectrum to figure that out. You could be anything. You could have a stutter. You could have anything going on with you. But you have to figure out, how can you get what you need to get and be successful or meet your goals or get what your needs met despite the issue. Same thing goes for us. Thing for us is the social part is huge. It's been such an obstacle so much in our life. But we need to go ahead and take that back. And I'm going to share some things. Like, one of the main things I had to do, I realized that in growing up and having these social issues, a lot of family and friends, people took advantage of me. They took advantage of my loyalty. They took advantage of my not able to fight back verbally. They took advantage of me not having friends or people around me to see my side and help me and fight for me. I mean, they really had the advantage on me. I could be a little dum-dum. They could treat me like a little dum-dum and plot on me and do whatever. And I'm like, I had to make a decision once I figured, how am I going to move forward? And it was the most devastating decision. And for me, I had to leave a lot of people alone. I'm talking from elderly to babies. I had to make some boundaries. I had to get away from them because I can't blame them. They know me how they know me. They've been treating me how they treated me, and they wasn't unfair in it. I was a little slow, little dumb, you know, a little easy, a little simple, angry, whatever they wanted to call me. I was that, and I didn't know it, and they didn't know it. And if they did, it didn't matter to them because they got their own issues, right? And this is not a known public thing that we're dealing with. This is just what I've discovered that is going on with me. So I had to make a break from these people. And I'm already isolated to a sense. I'm sorry. I'm outside. You can hear that. But I had to move away from them. And I'm already have a isolated life to a certain extent where I'm alone a lot. Now I'm going to walk away from the people I do know. That's crazy. I haven't seen anybody do that. Sure, I'd rather trauma bond than do that, right? At least I'm not completely alone, but I was always alone. But I had to realize that I had to get away so I can see me. And it's made the whole difference on how I move forward in life. So I'm still in that stage of staying away, making boundaries so I can build myself up with the limits that I have and make them stronger and work on the strengths that I have. And even find my own vibe, my own tribe, people who are like me, which I'm hoping that my blog gets used for that people will leave some comments like, what do you plan on doing different? We're smart. We may not have the social skills, but we're smart. And we can learn the social skills if we work very hard, because there's a lot of issues we have in getting along in the world as it is that can be adjusted if we make it a point to acknowledge it, address it, and move forward. This doesn't have to be a completely sad song, especially if you're younger getting this information. You have so much more you can do. So that's what I want to know. What do you plan on doing? Because it's not up to them. Now that we know we're here, we can band together and give ideas, but we have the smarts, we have the ability to work and make money and move forward, and we have to support each other. But how are we going to do that? That idea needs to come from us. So when you ask, what do I do now? Where do I go? If you don't go get a diagnosis like the doctor told me, and I love him to death for helping me and giving me the identification that I knew I was. He said, people not going to want to work with you if you tell them, and he's right. But guess what? Every day I wake up, I'm still that person. And he's not living in my body as me. So I had to acknowledge and finally, after all these years, be who I am. And that's what I intend to do. That's what I'm going to do. Be who I am. I'm not going to be shy about it. But I'm also going to check myself if I'm having my tism days. Because some days my tism's high. And you have to know what your days are when you are not your best self, or when your characteristics or traits are at a high. If people have depression, some days it's hitting hard. Some people have anxiety. Some days it's hitting hard. You have to be aware of what ails you as far as socially, mentally, whatever. So I had to figure out when I'm in not that mood and I want to be alone and stuff, when my tism acts up, I'll be extra clear about you. I'll tell you what's up to your face. And it may come across rude, but I know the tism's doing its thing that day. My traits are just coming out more that day. And I can't, I need time. Now, another big part of this is you get sadness and depression, even suicidal ideation. A lot of dark, lonely days comes with this. I had to acknowledge, I had to make myself get up, make myself do things, because here I am on the other side of 50 and it's like, what? I'm so exhausted. I'm tired. But it's up to me to do something different about it. I have to. They're not doing it. I got to get up, go to work, take care of myself, or try to meet people. Now that I know people take advantage of my loyalty and my honesty and my consistency, I have to choose better people. So I have to let a lot of people go, a lot of things go. And I have to redo things. So if you're younger finding this out, you a step ahead of the game, but that don't mean it's going to hurt any less, because it's a painful process to realize that you have this situation within you where you're constantly trying to figure things on your own. You feel different. You feel by yourself. We can even Drop me a line on the blog on the page. I'm thinking about starting this. I'm thinking about doing that. That's something that we could do. Or we're starting a research study. Do you want to participate? Do something. Whatever it is, come up with ideas. I'll revisit this. But I wanted to answer that question. What do I do now? I think that's me. I think that's how I am. Know more about it. Find out your weaknesses and your mistakes and your errors. For me, being overly sensitive, being stuck in that was wrong, I told them it was wrong, but they did it anyway. That was a stuck point for me that I constantly met. I don't expect people. I got to check them now. It takes me 10, 15 minutes sometimes when I'm surprised with the interaction to respond the way I want to respond. But now I have to know my mind. These are things I stand for and don't stand for. These are the things about me that I need to change that I know is not working. I can't just keep giving, that's how I am. No, I got to make a difference in that if I want more out of it. So I need to know, and I would love to know if you give a comment on what do you plan to do. If you plan on getting disability, then let me know how that's going to look for you, because the people I'm talking to are so high functioning. It's just a social issue. It's a matter of decision. It's a matter of education and hard work and introspection, which is something we do naturally. We're constantly introspecting. We with ourselves all the time. But now we have to do the work to pick out what's not so cool to other people about us. And now when I interact with people, when they get an attitude, whatever, I know how to respond. I don't take it home. I don't feel overwhelmed. I miss the fact that I had to walk away from a lot of people, but I don't miss them either. Because now I'm not constantly feeling like somebody is not telling me what's up. Somebody's not playing games with me. Someone's, I don't feel like I'm being taken advantage of, and I'm not. Some people even say I'm mean now because I say no, because I said no before, but they didn't take it seriously. But now that I understand from the emotional perspective what works to them and what works that they understand clearly, and I know how to speak to them in the way they understand, it's a whole different world. And that's one of the things I feel I'm doing on my side, what I'm contributing. I can really show people how to work with unlimited people. We're limited. I can show you how to work with them so you can use your ways of being, check yourself, be open to what they're doing, and know how to check them too. And respect, all in a respectful place. So this is not about they don't know us, they don't see us. Okay, we got that. But what are we doing about it? Because we smart enough, we capable enough to make things happen. What are we doing about it? So I would love to hear back. What do you plan on doing? How hard are you working on your weaknesses areas? How hard are you looking at the heartbreak and the hurts that you had to overcome dealing with all of this? What are you doing? Because it's hard, baby. It's hard. It's a lot of tearful nights, a lot of depression, a lot of I don't want to get up. I'm tired of this. Like, God, what's up? Let me out this contract because this ain't working. A whole lot of that. We'll talk about suicide ideation and some people who's actually went that far. Because it's a thing. Talk about the whole thing. So this is my response at this point about what do I do now? How do I get help? We got to provide each other the help. We got to encourage allies, people who are not like us, your resources so we can do some studies. We can do some research. We can make some, whatever it is we come up with, we need to come up with something. We can't leave it on them. They didn't make us like this. We came in the world like this. They didn't do this. Okay. This is how we were made, and we're mad that there's nothing for us, but now we know we're smart enough, we're here, we have to figure it out. So, like I said, I'm at the point in my life, I forget what I'm going to get when I go in the next room, child. I'd be tired for no reason. I've been tired for the past few days for no reason. I ain't sick or nothing, I'm just tired. I'm just old and tired. So, on top of working through this social issue, I am tired and I'm forgetful. Okay, so, and then when I'm focused. When I'm not the person I used to be. So I'm going through regular life changes like anybody else and adjusting to this issue, because what research or what information is there on what this looks like as you age? All I can tell you that I know for sure, that as you get older, it don't get easier. Because once you know what you know, that's it. Okay? So I hope that's helpful a little bit. I would love to hear anything back about that, but that's my answer. What are you going to do now? I'm telling you things. I'm trying to teach people to do better while I work with the general public I do well at and I love to do. Okay, I'm doing whatever it takes for me to push forward in the time I have left, but I'm tired. I'm so tired. But I'm not stopping, because quitting is not something we do. I had one young lady tell me, she said, we relentless, right? I was like, is that what that is? We're going to talk about that one day. This relentless thing we have about keeping to go forward. It's really a good thing, but it can wear us out. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. I want you to know this is my answer at this point. Okay, y'all take care. Bye.